Hey guys, this is Chris. He's our mindset coach within the Rise Up mentorship, right? So I don't think there's actually another training program for rent to rent or property.
I haven't heard of one.
With a dedicated mindset coach.
No, especially not one as good as me.
And you're a professional as well.
Yeah, I try. I'm the most unprofessional in the world. But yeah, I get the job done, which is great.
So for anyone watching this, what advice can we give them? Anybody, just sat on the fence of thinking about starting a rent-to-rent business and the mindset they're in now and what they're about to embark on, what would they need to know?
One of the best value lessons I ever got taught when I first came into business and property was if you're on the fence, you've got to weigh up two things, haven't you? Before that, are you happy with your life? Are you happy with where you're at currently? Are you happy with your family? Are you happy with the home you live in? Are you happy with the job you've got? Are you happy trading that much of your time for that job? Does your employer recognise your worth? Are you happy with the car you drive? Are you happy with the holidays you go on? Are you happy with where you're at in life? If the answer to any one of those questions is no, get better. First of all, get better. Second thing to consider off the back of that is how does that perfect life look? Okay, what do you want that life? What car do you want? So if your life isn't perfect, you're not here for long enough to be sat on the fence. If there's areas of your life you want to improve and you're not improving it, why?
Yeah, mindset is a deep kind of topic, isn't it? Like a subject.
Endless.
Or movement. Just anything. It's like it is there whether you recognize it or not. You want change, you want to become something in business, you want to better your life. So here's how I did it, and it might help, it might not. But I read the book Go For No and Secrets of the Millionaire Mind.
Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. You gave me that book.
Those two books put my mind in such a different way of thinking.
Yeah. Certainly, Secrets of the Millionaire. I remember when you gave me that book when we were on the way up to Cumbria. You gave me that book.
Yeah, I never got it back.
And no, you won't. I love it. It's one of my favourite books. It was the whole thing. So when I was growing up, my mum was a single nurse. She had me bring me up on her own. We struggled. Money was always the cause of stress. It was always the root of all evil.
I know. Money doesn't make you happy. Money isn't everything.
Yeah,
it is.
It is.
It's not the actual thing, it's what it can do.
It can do.
Buddy, I bet arguing about money. Well, you might not even think you're arguing about money. The winter's approaching, right? Do you get home, you probably had the heating on all day. That's a money problem.
Right.
You're concerned about the amount the bill would be. Yeah, you've had the heating on all day. Okay, yeah, cool.
Okay, it's going to cost us another...
If money was in abundance for everyone, there would be a lot less arguments. A lot less. The car breaks down. Oh, how are we going to do that? Christmas is approaching. Stress on the majority of people trying to give their kids a good Christmas.
Right.
Yeah, they've only just paid off last year's credit card bill.
Right.
Or Littlewood's catalogue screwed everyone over.
Yeah, there's been a couple of those as well that have gone under, isn't there?
Anyway, going down a tangent, but you got to put your mind in a different mentality altogether because the 99% of people won't agree with what you're about to embark on. And, you've been used to be talking to family members and friends about things you're currently doing in your life. You can't talk to them about this.
I mean, you should, but they're not going to understand.
They're not going to understand.
They're going to bring you down.
They'll impose their limiting beliefs on you.
Not deliberately, by the way. They're not doing it because they want to be an arsehole.
They're doing it because they love the current version of you and they don't want you to change.
Right, because what happens if you change? And you've been through this.
What happens if you change?
When you start to change.
You change.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the people that you think...
I don't think I've changed much, actually. I've always been confident in my opinions.
That's one way of putting it.
Yeah, if I'm about to do something and I try my hand at it, it's not even trying my hand at it. I'll research the hell out of it. Yeah, okay, I want to do that. I'll go all in, whether somebody has an opinion on it or not. I've done my research. I've been on the carnivore diet for 7 straight years.
Yeah, really.
Very controversial. You should eat veg, and I get it. Everyone has their own opinion based on the research or their upbringing.
And you're looking great for 22.
22 and a half. It's each to their own. If everyone was doing the same thing, it would be a very boring planet. Right,
and there'd be zero opportunity because it'd be flooded.
So just do your own research, trust in your own abilities, trust in your own research. I know how to do research and I'm happy with the boxes I've ticked to make a decision. If you need confirmation to do something, especially start a business, seek confirmation from someone in business, not someone who's out. It's so simple. You wouldn't ask a fat person for fitness advice.
Right.
So why would you ask someone working a job whether you should start a rent-to-rent business?
Yeah.
You're not going to get the advice that you seek from that very person that you've been speaking to for every day on life advice.
So if you break your leg, do you go to the supermarket to ask them for an X-ray.
Yeah.
Or
If you want to become
to
a
go to the
millionaire,
hairdresser and go, I think I've broken my leg, can you help me?
it's not even about becoming a millionaire. It's about who you become when you become a millionaire. But if you want to become a millionaire, are you going to ask the person you work with
Who trades their time for money and doesn't have a clue about, or isn't interested? This is a big thing, isn't
who
it?
isn't a million? You're going to want to talk to a millionaire. Is it worth it? If you could start again, would you go through the same journey? They're all going to say hell yes. Doesn't matter how hard it's been. It's the person you become when you're financially successful. I wouldn't say my journey's been straightforward or a linear path at all. It's been very emotionally up and down, zigzag, a bit of back, a bit of forward, jump, like duck. But if I could go back to the absolute very start, on the moment I discovered this opportunity, I'd 100% do exactly what I done.
You wouldn't do anything different?
Nothing different.
Nothing at all?
Nothing at all.
Oh, nice. You go through all the hardships, you go through that 2-3 o'clock in the morning, still going on the laptop.
I mean, right, so, you know, if you want a six-pack, you definitely haven't got a six-pack.
How do you know?
You haven't. But if I suddenly just went, boom, and you look down and you've got a six-pack,
Yeah.
I guarantee in the next 2 months, it's gone. It's the same.
Yeah, because I've not learned how to get it.
You want to become a millionaire? And I go, yeah, cool. Beep, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, boop, beep. Whew. Transferred you £1 million, mate. You're now a millionaire. Guaranteed, it will go down, 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 down,
Yeah, because I'm going to buy my nice car, I'm going to go on holiday, I'm going to...
You haven't become a millionaire.
No.
You have to become a millionaire to be a millionaire.
And again, the mindset changes in that journey of like you say, becoming a millionaire. That's going to change you to a level where you become a millionaire.
Exactly. So the whole...
It's not Robert Kiyosaki, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not about how much money you have. You can wipe your ass with the money. You'll still you can have as much any money you like in the world. You'll still end up broke if you don't have that mindset of how to make money.
Yeah. So if you want to become financially free through rent to rent, because that's essentially what it allows you to do, you have to become the person who can be financially free. And that requires discipline, not just waking up in the morning, I'm just going to chill out today. That's sitting at home in the kitchen on your own.
Doesn't mean you can't. This is one thing I'm about with your mentees as well, is that, well, anybody that comes to me is I'm about balance. I'm not one of these, you've got to give it 120% all the time, because I don't believe that's sustainable. And sustainability, the consistency, is a key trait as well, right?
Yeah.
Is the discipline, the consistency.
Alex Hormozy says, you know, you only get one life and it's quite short. So you get 3 big swings, because he said each swing at taking a business from the day one to what he deems the top, right, takes 10 years. So if you have a week off, that's fine. But if you have 25 weeks off in a 52-week period, that's not fine. It's like, yeah, have a day off, work on your mindset, read a bit, watch a few mindset videos, you know, follow successful people. Everyone's had a real tough journey to get to where they are. So just understand that you're not alone. Entrepreneurship isn't easy.
It's not.
It shouldn't be easy.
No, because otherwise everybody would be doing it, right?
Not even that. It just won't exist. It would be a job, something that you can just sign up for and get.
Right.
Like, okay, I want a six-pack. Six-pack. There's no reward. I won't value it. Everyone's got a six-pack. It's not valuable.
Yeah.
I'm not saying six-packs are the most valuable thing. It's just, it's a good analogy because they're so freaking hard to get.
If everybody's a manager, who are you going to manage?
Yeah, it's just getting that mentality, isn't it, of the person you need to become takes time.
Yeah, it takes time. It's a big thing I deal with a lot is the fear of failure. So many people out there won't give it a go because they're scared to fail.
Great topic.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And I think
Why is that? Why are people afraid to fail? Why are you afraid to fail?
Generally, and this is the most messed up thing, and you've seen this firsthand this last week, right? Is generally the fear of what other people will say or how they will judge us or perceive us will stop us doing something. That's why 90-something% of people fear death less than public speaking. They'd rather die than get up on a stage and speak to people.
Yeah, that's an extreme. And like,
the start is genuinely...
I always love this saying. Everyone says, yeah, I would die for my family, okay? But you wouldn't build a business and become financially free for your family.
You die for your family, but you're quite happy to be miserable every time you get home because you're working in a job you hate.
Family should be the like, I didn't even have kids, but we were planning planning to have kids. So I was looking at the future me thinking, I don't want to be going to work when my kids are starting school. I don't want to be at work when they're going to bed. I want to read them a bedtime story. It was such a motivator for me, and they weren't even here.
How many sports days you missed?
None.
How many?
And I beat every single dad every single time.
How many kids? How many of your kids' plays have you missed, or kids' things at
They
school?
haven't done plays yet.
Okay, they haven't done that.
But he's just started school, and every day I've walked him to school, and every day I've picked him up from school.
Right.
Not everybody can say that. It's an amazing moment.
And is that a stress for you, where you've got to go cap in hand to your employer, your boss, and go, I need to go home at 3 today, if that's all right, because I've got to pick up my son from work?
No, but I can. You know, it's not everybody can become an entrepreneur, and if you're watching this, and
There's no shame in this.
no,
There's no shame. What I'm saying is that's a stress point. That's a stress point in a lot of people's lives that they'd rather not have.
I think the way of the world right now is so freaking tough, and it's not going to ever get easier.
It's going to get worse.
It's only ever going to get harder. And I think people vote in a new government for hope it will be better. It's not going to be better. You have to get better.
It's one of the fundamental flaws of democracy, isn't it? That because we've only got 4 years worth of government, they don't care. They're not accountable. Accountability is a trait in the UK that is very rapidly dying on its ass.
We won't go into politics.
We won't go into politics.
It all stems from the top.
It doesn't matter who we have. They're only here for 4 years.
Yeah.
The system is going to widely remain the same, with minute changes that are all temporary.
What's really hard, a lot of people might be in the situation where they've got kids and they might struggle to save £500 a month, and it is a real struggle. It might be a massive struggle to save £200 a month, right? I get it. You have to be so disciplined with your money, like mega disciplined. Like, I'm going to cancel all of that. It might upset the kids. Cool. Okay, so we can't have Sky, can't have Netflix, can't have even the Fire Stick. When I started, I was like, I want to save every single penny. I made a spreadsheet and had the automated boxes. So when I typed in my pay, it would tell me potential to save. And then I just went, as soon as payday landed, went into my account and transferred every single penny, every single pound to savings pot, property investment, future me. And then basically my car insurance, my mobile phone, fundamentals, the mortgage, £650 to the joint account for food and fuel, right? And then nothing else.
That was one thing as well.
Mobile phone, car insurance, nothing.
Because you need them to do your business.
Everything you need, nothing extra. So if you want to get to a place of financial freedom, you have to be mega disciplined.
This is another thing that a lot of people, they come in, they're on the fence and they decide to go for it. A massive thing, I've been doing another business course recently, a marketing course with a well-known provider. And another big thing that's come out of that is one of the first questions that course asked me: what are you willing to give up? What's your dream? How big would you dream if you knew there was no way at all that you could fail? If it was impossible for you to fail in any dream, how big would you dream? That was the first question.
A lot of people
don't. Second was, what are you willing to give up to achieve that dream, to realise that dream?
I think...
Good job we didn't do this outside.
Yeah, good job. Chris wanted to do this outside. It's chucking it down.
It's not chucking it down. It's still going downwards.
It's not going to go upwards.
It's a light.
It does actually.
Light
it does go
mist.
upwards.
It can.
It's just not classed as rain. Anyway, people don't realise what they've got around them is actually a liability. So when I started looking into property, I had a Defender. A classic Defender.
And that was one of your whys, wasn't it, that Defender?
Not that Defender.
Not that one.
I wanted the modern one.
Right.
But I had a classic Defender. But I thought that was like an asset, right? And it kind of is. It would never really lose value, but it's not really an asset that makes money. An asset is something that produces cash flow. Or cash flow in some element, shape or form.
Makes your money work for itself.
Yeah, that's it. Like a house.
Your money
like
working for you.
You buy a property, you rent it out, it's making cash flow. That's an asset. Cash flow and asset, as opposed to just an asset. Rich Dad, Poor Dad really helped me realise the things around me. So I started to look at my truck, and it was a truck that I never ever wanted to sell. And I'm like, okay, that truck is worth 12 grand. What the hell am I doing? I could sell that truck, buy 3 or 4 rent-to-rent deals from a deal sourcer that is going to produce £700 profit a month. And then you start looking at stuff around you thinking, actually, that truck is now costing me 2.5 grand a month in the opportunity cost cash flow. So I sold it as soon as possible. Yeah. It was a vehicle I never ever wanted to sell. I'm going to keep this truck forever. To reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, holy shit, I'm selling the truck. it's costing me £2,500 a month indirectly.
Yeah.
I could take that money, buy financial freedom.
So actually, and the truck's a really great
And
topic.
I guarantee a lot of people watching this want to become financially free, and they've got a vehicle worth over £10,000 and they're driving it to a works car park and parking it there all day. They could literally sell that car and buy 2 amazing deals that would produce £2,000 cash flow a month.
Arguably, in some cases, more than the job's paying you.
I mean, like I said, not everybody's the same. People don't want to become an entrepreneur. Absolutely fine.
I respect that. That's fine. And this is another thing as well. I respect the fact that not everybody wants to become an entrepreneur. Now, I'm very lucky in my life that a lot of the people who know that I want to become an entrepreneur, I feel like a lot of people, when I'm not in the room, will go, oh, here we go again. He's on the next big thing, right? The reason why that is, we've spoken about whys on YouTube before. We've spoken about having that solid why.
Yeah, if you guys haven't watched our previous talk, it's here. Go watch it.
Nice.
I'll link it at the end of the video as well.
Having that solid why, I have that in my head. I know where I want my life to be.
I've always envisaged you getting out of a Range Rover.
Oh, not Range Rover kind
your
of
dapper
guy.
suits. Chris wears the most dapper suits.
I like, yeah.
You suit a suit.
Thank you very much. I need to. It's nearly winter again. It's been too hot for waistcoats this summer, but the waistcoats are going to make an appearance. We'll probably do a couple of new ones. But yeah, that why is in my head solidly.
But sometimes you also need people to remind you of your potential.
I've fallen off the track a few times. I'm lucky to have you. I'm lucky to have, and my brother's been massive. My little brother's been huge in keeping me on track and keeping me focused on creating the future I want to have. There's been some other really good friends on the way that have caught me when I've fallen, and I've not been so lucky. Yeah, you need those friends, and they're not necessarily the friends that are going to fly high with me, but they're the friends that have looked after me when I've had nothing, and they'll always be my friends for life, and I'll always like completely value and cherish them as well, you know. But entrepreneurship's not necessarily for them, and that's fine, because it's not. I'm not living their journey, and I don't expect them to have to live mine. I'm going to let them do them, and I'm going to do me.
I always deem, this has been said many times, entrepreneurship is like climbing a mountain that you've never climbed before with no professional gear. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard at the start, and you get to like base camp, right, eventually, and then you're pretty like, whew, right, and you look around, you're like, wow, the view's nice.
Even from base camp, even before you really set off. Yeah. This is something I work with a lot of mentees on as well. You can see the potential, like, okay, the view's getting better. Getting better. But look how far you've come from the start.
Exactly. You look back, you're like, yeah, okay.
That's really important.
And then you're like, okay, don't spend too much time looking. Like,
don't get comfortable there.
Start climbing again. Because the view is better, And then when eventually you get to the top, find a bigger mountain, buy the professional gear. By that point, you should have the professional gear. That's just an analogy.
If you made it to the top, you should at least have a decent.
Move it back to why people are afraid, the fear of failing. People don't actually want to become a beginner again. I think that stemmed from going to school, going to college, going to uni, getting a job, being promoted, to then going, kaboosh!
We get taught in school as well.
Beginner. Like a complete 4-year-old in business.
So GCSEs.
People don't want to look stupid.
GCSEs, A-levels, degrees, etc., etc. You either pass or you...
Don't pass.
You fail.
I was just being awkward.
So you pass or you fail. If you fail that course...
Yeah. Why do they call it fail?
Why do they call it fail?
Red F. It should just be like, you suck.
Yeah, should never have bothered. No, but ultimately, that teaches you if you don't succeed, you're a failure. You've screwed it. But actually, what you get to know in business as an entrepreneur is if you fail, you've worked out a way of not doing it. Yeah, so you're going to give it another go. And you listen to any of the podcasts, you talk to any successful businessman, and generally they've failed more times than most of us have even given it a shot.
I was speaking to Stuart last week. Right, went to his property last Saturday.
Yeah,
right. He dropped out of school. He's got 0 GCSEs, and he's a sports consultant for Premier League football teams, doing very well for himself.
Arguably doing pretty well in life.
Got his first rent-to-rent deal in less than 2 months.
Well done, my man.
That's going to profit £1,500 up.
How many of your students were write-offs at school?
I don't actually know. It's only if they tell me, but...
I'd like to know. If you were labelled... I was labelled a write-off at school. I was one of the original ADHDers.
The originals.
I was diagnosed before it was cool. Which it held me back in my early years, but that's because, again, I was taught at school that if you couldn't shut up, sit down, face the the front, pay attention to one thing, that you were never going to be any good at
Okay.
life. And then we were going at, but that's not what I was designed to do. I wasn't designed to do that. I'm a creator. Edit that bit. I'm a creator. Fuck it, I'm going to leave that one. It's not going to come to me.
Don't edit that. Don't edit that. Don't edit that. Keep that in.
It's not going to stop me trying, right? I failed at that one word. I'm going to keep talking.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I've had a hard life, but I've by no means failed.
That creates, I love that.
And because of the life I've had, I'm able to help. My goal now is to reach 100,000 people that I've helped to change their mind and help them to live the life that they want, not the one they've given. You know?
Look at the most successful entrepreneurs in the world, right? Jeff Bezos built Amazon in was it his grandmother's garage?
Yeah, something mental, wasn't it?
A cheap desk shoved in the corner of the garage.
Suffered. We all look at Bezos and go, oh, bloody Bezos. No. He suffered for that
Didn't he have
creation.
to pitch like over to 300 investors before he found a few investors?
Yeah.
Look at
Richard Branson.
Yeah, Richard
So
Branson.
Richard Branson, dyslexic, couldn't read, couldn't write, off. No hoper, he was called. Richard Branson.
Yeah.
Look at what he's got now. Look at what he's created. He's
really
opened
cool.
hospitals with his money.
How we actually got started is he was at an airport, right, and the flight was cancelled, and he walked around, I can't remember all the details, but it was like walking around the airport with a sign saying like a seat for $39 or something, and he got enough people together where they could organise a flight sooner. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the details. And then it sparked an idea. He was calling this, boom! He was a rent-to-renter. No. He was a rent-to-renter. He was calling all of the airlines. All of them. Didn't know who he was calling, so we call estate agents, right? We know who to call.
Yeah.
He had no idea on who to call. He was just calling airlines. Like, do you have any planes that I can lease from you? Are there any planes not being used? And he leased his airline. He leased the airlines to start his own airline. That's
You hired a plane.
He rented it.
And sold the seats, kept the profit.
Yeah, and the idea sparked from having a flight cancelled. So
In every problem that any of you see in the world, if ever you come up against a problem, there is a solution to that problem. If you can work out a way to fix that problem, you need to be in business.
what we'll do is
solving that problem.
we'll keep this to 30 minutes, right? So
How are we doing?
We'll do a 30-minute mindset session. And if you guys want one like on a weekly basis, we'll do one of these every single week, half an hour. Let us know in the comments. Has this been helpful? Or if you're driving and you're listening to it, make sure when you stop, leave us a comment saying, yeah, absolutely.
And let us know what you wanted us to talk about.
Yeah,
as
let
well.
us know. Yeah, what's
Mindset's
holding
an
you back?
absolute well. So, and I'm always, we'll help people as much as we can. You know, we believe in giving value. I want to change some minds. You want to change some lives, and we can do that. So let us know in the comments what it is that you're struggling with. Where's your mind at? What's everybody need that help with?
So,
and we'll do it.
We'll leave some tips for you guys. So my biggest tip is read the 2 books, Go for No, and then read Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, in that order. And then be willing to look stupid and be an absolute beginner. Fuck what everybody else thinks. Your friends, your family. Do the 100% research. If this is something that you want to do, then go all in, right? Don't dabble. Don't ever dabble in anything you do. Do the research, get your mind in a proper place, and then go hell for leather. That's the biggest tip that I'll give this week. What about you?
Nice. Mine is, I want everybody watching or listening to this to find 10 minutes in every day that you have over the next 7 days, just to leave your phone inside. If you've got kids, do it on the way to work, on the way home from work, just pull over, spend 10 minutes outside, be bored, just be devoid of thought or something to do. We've turned into human doings, not human beings, and it's making the world angry, it's making the world anxious, and we're starting to treat each other really badly as a result of that. I've tried this, and I want a bigger evidence base where I just want people to spend 10 minutes of their day doing nothing and just being for a moment, and just let your head process the thoughts.
Overthinking is a superpower.
Right, but there comes a time where you have to let your head sort itself out and reset, and that's in the space where we do nothing. We're really crap now. We've got these mobile phones and everything.
100% agree. You said this yesterday. People have forgotten how to be bored. You know, the moment you've got nothing to do, I bet everybody just picks up their phone and scrolls. Doom scrolling.
And it's leading to burnout, it's leading to anxiety.
Yeah.
So 10 minutes, I want you to do nothing. And my other one is, before we speak to you next, hopefully in the next week, do one thing that puts you out of your comfort zone. Do one thing that you're terrified or really scared to do, and see how great you feel for just having done it on the other side of that fear. Just acknowledge that you're okay, you're going to be safe, you're going to be fine, and just do it anyway. Just let us know again.
Base jumping without a parachute, don't do that.
Yeah. Well, Darwinism. But yeah, let us know how you get on with that, because I'd love people to start conquering fears, because it holds us back a lot in life. So.
Yeah, nice, cool. Yeah, let us know in the comments if you'd like to see more of this on a weekly basis. Let us know what you want us to discuss as well, and we'll talk about it. Cool. See you guys.